Good morning. I am alternate Jer. I am ready for a lot of things today, but I am not ready for this. I am still trying to decide what we are going to do today. Good morning, Gabby, and good morning, Bree. May I give an update? Ma'am? Even though you think I'm going to be wrong, I am not wrong. And Carmen and I have deemed it so. So you have no choice. Alrighty. I got a thumbs up. Perfect. So, most of you probably know that I am getting ready to become a first-time grandma anytime. I think today. So my daughter-in-law is at work. Fortunately, she works in the hospital, at the hospital, whatever. She is having back pains and is at, I know you guys would be like, oh, it's going to be forever. She's at 2. She's dilated to 2. They're going to check her again in 30 minutes. And I reminded her that when I was pregnant with my son, her husband, I got to the hospital and I was dilated to 3. And the nurse, I remember so clearly, she just patted me on the knee and said, yours is going to be a while. And my son probably wouldn't have said, hold my beer, but he did the equivalent of hold my beer. And I went from 3 to 10 in 30 minutes. So I told Bree to give Madison the message that it's okay. Her dad's working at home today. I can go get him. We can get up there. It's all going to be good. But today is the day that originally Carmen picked, but she didn't pick it when I wrote everybody's choices down. I picked today. So today would have been my mom and dad's 64th wedding anniversary. So my son pops in and said, it was hold my beer. I do believe you. But today would have been my mom and dad's 64th wedding anniversary. So it's a perfect day. Bring a little cheer back to my dad on this day because my mom is no longer with us and he gets sad around this time. So I know it would brighten his day up. But tomorrow is mine and my husband's anniversary. So that would be okay too. And it's also tomorrow would be exactly 1 month before my birthday. I know she's not going to last that long and I don't want her to because Lord. So Madison would never forget my birthday. If you haven't figured this out yet, Brie, it's all about me. It's all about grandma over here. I'm trying to bribe her with everything I have. So, but yes, I picked today. George, who's cheating on us with Judge Wolf right now, picked tomorrow. And then Bree And my nephew's wife, Melissa, picked the 28th. So we've got a date down for every day from now through July 6th. Somebody's going to hit it because I don't think she's lasting until July 6th. Oh yeah. Yep, George, we know where you are. I already told him. Gabby and I already sent him a message over there. Fish sticks and horse heads. Oh, and George, I hate to tell you this, we're going to actually watch that trial because I watched the first part of it. So you're going to watch it again because you're going to be here. Just telling you. I was hoping that Jody was going to pop on here. I don't know what happened to her. She set her stream up to go, and I was getting ready to come on too. She said, "Send me a link. I'll pop on," and then she disappeared. I don't know what's happened. So I'm hoping that she's going to pop on. She's waiting for the Karen Reed verdict, and I'm too excited. I don't want to talk about um, unalived people today. I just don't. So we're not going to. We will finish that trial. It just won't be Friday like I planned. Um, because uh, that trial, one, I don't think should be happening, considering all the things that didn't happen with the other people that are involved in that. So it makes me really kind of angry and upset. So I don't want to do it. I don't know. That kangaroo could have taken her. I said, maybe the dingoes got her. That's the things that dingoes do down in Australia. But Jody, where are you? So I am patiently waiting for 11:30-ish. So we get another update. And Bree is working. So she's going to be walking around a lot, get that labor moving. And it's Madison's day to get her. Telling you, I'm telling you, I'm telling you. It is her day. Carmen said that you will be pushing by the time she leaves for work tonight. That's 8 hours from now. That's really pretty quick. So, sounds horrible, but it's not. Thanks, Gabby. So, we are all excited. I'm just glad it wasn't last night because Bloomington is a mess right now um, because of the storm. Um, of course, she's ambitious. What else is she going to be? She's always ambitious. Right now, she's sleeping. I told her, I said, go to sleep, Auntie. And she said, go do laundry, Grandma. I said, I'm already on it. Already on it. That's the thing about Carmen working nights, as she's doing again. I don't get anything done. I get on the phone with her, and that is all. If anybody sees the Karen Reed verdict come up, we'll go there and see it. Because I don't know what to do. I hope she didn't like fall asleep, or I don't wonder if she's having trouble with her internet. Don't know. Jody. Jody. I'm watching her channel. I'm watching her page. I've sent her a text. I've sent her an email. I've sent her the link. I have messaged her in her chat. And I don't know. So, yes, if Bree would have had the Madison yesterday, it would have been a generator baby because the hospital was running on generators because we had some of them reports are calling it a microburst, some are calling it a supercell. I got home right before it hit and it looked so weird coming in that but we must have been like my house must have been on the outside edge of it because we didn't get any damage, but like my power immediately went out, and then my cell phone, I had no service whatsoever. So I don't know what happened to the tower. And with, I think there was close to 100,000 people without power today. So, or last night, I didn't even think we were going to have it back today, but the cell phone got, it came back up the tower about 10 o'clock last night because my phone just was crazy. I can't imagine ever getting that many text messages at one time again. Um, I knew people were trying to call me. I knew people were trying to see if I was okay, and I couldn't do anything. And then I thought, this is why you have a landline still, because I can't reach anybody. And then I thought, who would I call? Because they don't have cell service either. So who am I going to call? Not Ghostbusters. I can't find my cursor. Uh, oh, that would have been really bad, Brandon. Wow, we didn't have anything. Nothing. We had rain. Um, she hasn't had the baby yet, Sharon. She's having a little girl, but she doesn't think she is. We're arguing about whether she's in labor or not. She's in labor. She just doesn't want to think she's in labor. But she's at the hospital because that's where she works. She's a respiratory therapist. So she's working today, which means she's walking today, and she will be checked again here at around 11:30. So we'll see what they say. Um, she's convinced that nothing's happening today. I'm convinced it is happening today. So we'll see. I told her that people will tell you that you will know when you're in labor, and that's a lie. It's a complete lie because you will dismiss every pain that you have in your body telling you, hey, something's happening, you're in labor. Because, and she's even said it to me today, and I understand it. I was there. You don't want to be that person that goes to the hospital too soon or to the doctor too soon or too much or too this, that, and the other, because they get dismissive of you and you kind of feel like, okay, well, you're stupid, and you're not stupid. So she's being dismissive of pain that was making her cry, what she told me. Like, hello. And then she's like, well, they're not consistent. I doesn't matter. I know they'll be dismissive of you. I've been there. My my son and my daughter, two different pregnancies, he was just like, this is what happens on this day, and this is what happens on this day, and this is what happens when you go into labor. My daughter was due date, don't care. I'll come when I'm ready. And I never had consistent contractions with her. They were going to send me home. I informed them they were not going to send me home because I was already 10 days late and they were going to induce me in a couple of days anyway. So everything is different. I know that most things just have a track that they do, but not everybody does. So I keep telling her, it's today. It's today. Madison's ready. So, but the thing is, Bloomington is a mess. There's trees down everywhere. They've declared a disaster or emergency or whatever because you can't get through anywhere. And so I'm glad she's at the hospital. We just will have to get my son there, and we will. So, Gabby, no, Jody has not seen my message, and she has not updated her page. I hope she's okay. Oh, she's gonna be fine. She's gonna be fine. We're supposed to get some storms here pretty soon, so she'll probably wait till then. I'm thinking Jody fell asleep. So, which is sad. I know you're ready. So just be ready because it's today. It's today. I have till midnight for it to be today. 11:59:59. So I have a while. So I don't know. I don't know. Um, the trial that we are going to finish that trial. The trial that we started Monday involves a lot of juveniles making a really, really bad decision. Um, and we saw on Monday that Jerry Ortiz, who was 17 at the time, he is the only one that, well, I think one of the people that passed away that day fired their weapon, but the guy on um, trial never fired a weapon, never fired anything. He's on trial and he's facing a lot of time. The guy that did fire his weapon and unalive two people, an innocent bystander fixing lunch in his house with a stray round, had all his charges dropped. Excuse me. All of them are done. He is walking away with nothing. So I don't understand what they're doing, why they're doing it, and uh, I don't think it's fair. So that's the only reason I'm not doing that today is because, again, like I said earlier, that trial just makes me so mad. I don't care to play closing arguments. I will play whatever. I'm just hoping Jody wakes up because she's worked really, really hard on this and she needs to see it. She needs to stream it. She needs somebody like call Australia. Call Australia. I could, but my husband would be like, "Why is this huge charge on our phone bill?" Oh, he does not need watermelon on standby. What Brie wants on standby is summer shandy. Leinenkugel's summer shandy. She has just been dying to have some of that. It's she said she was going to take some into the emergency room, into the delivery room with her, and I said, I don't know that they're going to allow you to do that. Yes, see, yes. She said, why not? Like, I don't think you're supposed to have alcohol in the delivery room. It is an adult beverage. It's lemony. Oh gosh, yes, and she wants sushi and she hasn't been able to have lunch meat. It's so weird, all the things that she can't eat. I don't know how we survived. I really truly don't. Maybe some of us didn't, and that's why she can't eat what all the things that she's not supposed to eat. Uh, let me I was thinking we can do closing arguments from yesterday, or we can go see what Judge Fleischer is doing. If I don't know if people have seen the closing arguments or if they don't know what's going on in that trial, that would be really confusing. Let me see what he's got going on. He's going. Maybe. You want Judge Fleischer? All right. I gotta. He's not on the bench. Of course. Of course. For when he does get on the bench. I do have him muted though. Actually, let me do this. Unmute him, and I'll mute. Don't let me forget that I muted you guys, so you don't have to just hear the chatter because you can't understand it. Gabby, let me know if anything happens with Reed, and we'll go there. We will be waiting and waiting and waiting, happily waiting. It's like so excited. Okay. And if Jody comes up, let me know. Just hope she's okay. Like, I really am kind of worried about her. Because she never did update her stream. So if you guys have never, if anybody's here has never seen Judge Fleischer, he's amazing. He's in Texas, in Houston. He tells it like it is and is awesome. I don't know how else to explain him. He wears a bow tie a lot. And he's very fair. He wants to help people. And he's hilarious. Yes. He is hilarious. Absolutely. I just want him to, and I love his chair. I want it. I want a chair like his. It's like very high back, looks very comfortable. I'd really like for him to come sit in it right now. That'd be great. Waiting for Bree's checkup to get finished. Sorry, you had to hear me sing. That's bad. That's bad. All right. I have never seen him not be on the bench and his stream still be going. Something's off. Because it's that kind of day. All right, I'm unmuting so you guys can hear what I hear because I keep hearing them and then not talking and realize that you guys don't hear anything. Also, just a note, they are still working on a lot of power around my house. And so I may lose power at any time. I've only lost it once today. So we're doing well. Doing well. All right. I sent her a text message. She's never seen it. There she is. Hang on.
Morning.
Morning. I was getting worried about you.
I didn't fall asleep.
I was like, Jody.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was watching Brandy and I just went.
No, you're fine. Ooh,
Oh,
that's
Lord.
Really I'm going to do this. There we
yes.
go.
No makeup, no nothing. Oh, Lordy be.
Well, because I was. Gabby's like, Gabby, have you heard from her? Have you heard from her text? Or I'm like, okay, I'll text her.
Sorry.
I was like, I'm not gonna call her. I don't know how much that will cost.
No. What's up? What's going on? What I miss?
Bree, I think is getting checked again. So I'm just waiting for her to give us an update to see what's happening. So she's at
Ooh.
last check 2 hours ago. She was at 2, which I know is not very much. 80 to 90% effaced. So, but she's having a lot of back pain this morning. She said she was in tears. So
She's in head down. In
she's
breach.
she's head down and she has dropped a ton. Like,
Yeah.
she's low. And that was let's see, that was on Father's Day. The last time I saw her, and my dad saw her that day too. And he never makes comments, but he's like, "Oh my gosh, she has dropped so much."
Did she lose her ankles?
Lose her what?
Ankles. Normally, when you drop, your ankles fill up with fluid.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, her poor feet have been so swollen. Yes, and
poor bugger.
But she's working, so she's a respiratory therapist, like I said, and so she's at the hospital, which is good.
And she's in active labor.
I think she says no. That's what
her water hasn't broken yet, then, has it?
Oh no. Yeah, she says no. I'm like, you have thankles?
Yeah, cankles.
Oh, they were so big. I felt so bad for her poor feet. Sharon, we're going to go back and finish it. Because I don't know what's going to happen today. I just don't. It's just not today. But
did you see the tiff between Auntie Bev and Jackson and Karen Reid about half an hour ago?
I did not. Give me 1 second. So it's Oscar Martinez the third is the name of that trial. It happened in Judge Boyd's courtroom. We did day 1 and 2 Monday. We'll do day 3, sorry, Friday. That's my plan. And then we'll do the last day, I guess Monday, or maybe over the weekend. I don't know. At this point, I don't kind of have anything planned.
No, you can't schedule anything.
Yeah, I don't have anything.
Hello, puppy.
No, I did not see. They're in here. It's stormy, you know. I haven't seen anything with it because we had like a supercell storm come through here yesterday, and I lost power. I lost my cell phone signal. I didn't have anything, and so. Oh my gosh. And so trying to make sure I didn't know if I was gonna be able to stream today because I didn't know if I was gonna have power.
Yep.
And so where Bree is at the hospital, they were on generator power last night. And I think they're back up and running. But Bloomington, which is the next town over from me, where IU is, they're a mess. They have so many trees down and power lines down and stoplights out. Like, it took people 2 hours to, make a 30-minute commute last night. And so I'm glad that she didn't have the baby last night. Although she was at the hospital, we would not have been able to get there.
Yeah.
So, but
yes. Briar's a respiratory therapist over your way. I wonder if he knows her.
He's in my way. Where's he at? He's in. I thought he was in. Oh, I'm in Indiana, so I'm a little farther.
Oh.
He's Gabby's way.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, I know he's not far from Canton, apparently.
Let me remove him. Where is that? Do you know where that argument is?
It was on
Court TV.
I think so. Yes, about half an hour ago, they called AJ called Bev in and everyone in because of an issue with the jury instruction or the verdict form that that he had spoken to Bev about yesterday, and she hadn't addressed it. So he's asking for there's the charge, and then there's the lesser includeds below it, and there is no option to tick the not guilty box on the lesser
Oh,
includeds. And he
nice.
asked to have that included, and
Yeah.
she said no, and it turned into an all-in argument. And then she had to go at Karen for smiling. Is this funny, Miss Reed? Like, what? No, this is just my
No, it's
life.
just unbelievable. Like,
Yeah,
it's just unbelievable. That's all it
yeah,
is. Sometimes you just smile when it's unbelievable.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
when you guys were talking, a couple hours here or that, and I was just going, I don't think
yeah,
so.
I don't know
I
what to. I said to Gabby, I don't know what time to put on my live stream because it's a waiting game basically.
Yep.
There's nothing I can.
Well, I can't get it
There's
there.
nothing I can do. Maybe
I'm
it was on Law and
curious,
Crime.
what's the Court TV's they have a poll
Law
up.
and
Are
Crime.
they how are they leaning? That tells you a lot generally if they've
I
lost
don't know.
if they've lost Court TV.
I'm watching Law and Crime, but I was watching Brandy in the bedroom. Hence why I fell asleep. And I don't know who she's. I think she's probably watching Law and Crime as well.
So Court TV just has Verdict Watch, but there's nothing up.
Yes,
Like it's
okay.
just
It's on.
that.
All right, so Law and Crime, and if you go to
Okay.
timestamp 122.
All right, where are you at? Yeah, this was going to be one of those things if they come back. I'd hate lesser included. I'm sure there's probably really good legal reason for them to be there.
Mm.
But I don't like them
It just
because,
seems silly not to have the not guilty option.
well, that's just suspect to me. But to
Yeah.
not even like if you think somebody is guilty of first degree unaliving, then just charge them with that and prove that.
Mm-hmm.
Don't throw all these to me those are compromise verdicts,
Yep.
and so it's like don't include it. What was the timestamp again? I'm sorry.
122.
There we go. I bet people were freaking out when that camera moved. But I was going to ask you
Mm.
if, because I don't know what my schedule is going to do, if you wanted to dual stream this so that way you had your stream going when the verdict came in. And if I needed to jump off, I could. But so I think I've never dual streamed before, so I don't know
No,
if you
neither
would
have
have.
I.
So, like, when you send a link, it'll say allow them to stream, allow, like, I to click to allow you to stream it too. I didn't click that on this because I don't know if you would have to send me the link so that you had your stream
I
going,
get yeah.
and then I'd be streaming it to my channel. But if I had to leave, I could leave, and then you would still have your verdict, and you would still have the verdict on your channel. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that's
Um,
what I was going to ask you before I started.
I don't know, sweetheart. I don't know if it's going to be half an hour or 3 hours or
Yeah. I don't either.
and same with you. So yeah, it's
Yep.
probably a bit up in the air to do it, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I was like, well, I didn't know what your plan was as far as, um, if you're just staying up to
Yeah, pretty much.
trying to
Yeah.
I kinda you're
Can
kinda
you not
staying
tell
up.
I'm exhausted?
Yes, and I'm worried I don't want you to get run down.
No.
"Hey,
Well, I was
Sarah."
only supposed to jump on for 10 minutes last night or half an hour, but it ended up
That
being another
never
5
works.
hour.
Oh, yeah, that never works.
Yeah, and I jumped into bed and woke up at 2:30 this afternoon. It's just that never happens. And I haven't been
Yeah.
able to wake myself up properly since. But I can't miss this. I can't.
No, you've worked too hard
I
on all
can't
of
miss
this.
this bit. This is the pointy end. It's the important bit, and yeah.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I was telling everybody, like, I hope she wakes up because
Yes.
this is hers. This is hers to do. She needs to do it. All right, I will push play and we will
Yeah, have a
get
listen to
everything
this.
going.
What is back to session? You may be seated.
22117.
All right, so why are we out here?
Why are we here?
I just saw the verdict forms, and as we discussed yesterday, the amendments the court indicated it would make them.
Oh, no. Okay, I did not say I'd make it. I said I'd think about it. I said I was tired and I needed to think about it.
What you said before you retired and you needed to think about it was you agreed that there needs to be not guilty options for subordinate charges under count 2.
I said that it made sense to me, but no, I did not change it upon looking at it because this verdict slip as submitted to the jury is exactly how it always is in Massachusetts.
I ask you a question. I don't really care how it always is in Massachusetts. I care about whether or not
it's appropriate.
Different things.
It's appropriate.
Let me make my argument, if you wouldn't mind, Judge, why it's not appropriate. For a superior charge, they have to decide that she is not guilty of the superior charge. And that is the starting point of whether or not she is guilty or not guilty of any subordinate charge, often called a lesser included. Once they decide that she's not guilty of the superior charge, now there's two additional charges that they've been instructed they must decide whether she's guilty or not guilty of. How do they decide that she's not guilty of the first subordinate charge, involuntary manslaughter?
Okay. Anything else you want to say, Mr. Jackson?
I'd like to answer from the court.
miss
How do they decide that she's not guilty of involuntary manslaughter on that verdict?
That's their decision to make.
And how do they make it if they don't have
Cranky
an option
pants.
to check a box that says not guilty?
They don't check the box that says guilty, do they? And then when they go to the next block, they don't check the block that says guilty. And on the top, you're left with not guilty. Okay?
So it's
Okay, so if you're a juror back there and never been in a situation like that, you're going to feel like you have to make a choice.
Yep.
That's shady. That's just shady of the state of Massachusetts to do, period.
But it's
How
always
did they
been
not
like that.
see that?
Didn't you know?
Yeah, well, excuse us.
And she just
Wow.
dismisses him. Just
Yes.
doesn't even.
Yes, I thought about it. I was tired.
Is there anything else, Mr. Jackson? I've got my nails to attend to.
Obviously. I'll play the rest.
And
of
then
it.
she
can't stand her.
addresses Yannetti, and because he's tried some cases in Massachusetts, she looks to him to get him on side, and he doesn't.
Oh, I'm
Keep
trying
going.
to move these. There we go. Oh, they will
the
not.
absence of the check mark that the court determines is the not guilty finding by the jury.
Yes, that's what the verdict slip reads. It reads not guilty. If they don't check block 2, 3, or 4, the verdict slip reads not guilty. Okay? That's how it is, Mr. Jackson.
Well, apparently that's how it's going to be because of the court's order. That is not how it should be, and it's over our strong objection. They need to see that there is a not guilty option for the subordinate charges. If they come back guilty on, for instance, involuntary manslaughter, that's immediately appealable. They didn't have an option on the verdict form to find her not guilty. It's almost like the court is directing a verdict of the subordinate charges.
Okay. I disagree with you. Ms. Gianetti, you've seen verdict slips exactly like this. Okay.
I actually haven't, Your Honor.
Have you had no lesser included?
No, I've always had lesser included, but I have not seen a verdict slip there where not guilty is not an option for the rest.
Okay. I disagree with you. All right.
I don't see that.
Excuse me. This is funny, Ms. Reed. All right. We're done.
All rise for the
How's
podium, please.
That isn't this is funny. That is a this is unbelievable.
Ridiculous, yeah. Sidewalk.
I know. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
she's definitely got her cranky panties on today, hasn't she?
You know, and I thought
She's
she
been
was
biased
kinda,
the whole time.
yes, but I thought kind of watching your stuff at the end that she was coming around. She seemed to kind of just
Yeah,
let
yeah,
up a
like
little
with
bit.
their expert witnesses, I think she's, a light bulb moment perhaps, but
Yeah. But now
maybe
it's
she
like,
now thinks she's made a fool of herself.
but right, it's right back to
Mm.
what she was, where I can't stand her voice. It's so hard.
Mm-hmm.
You do it perfect. And sometimes I don't know. I told Gabby, I was like, when I'm listening, sometimes I'm like, who said that? I don't know if it's you or her.
I can't help it. I had to. And yesterday with Lali, oh my God, with his closing arguments, Gabby was pissing herself because I was literally headbutting the microphone.
I listened to. I didn't hear anything. I was like, where? I keep hearing you say, and the evidence will show, or
Yeah,
this is coming.
yeah,
Like,
no,
where?
nothing,
I haven't
No.
heard you say anything.
Nope,
You're just
nothing.
Your word salad. That is all you
Yep.
have put out there is a word
Yep.
salad.
Yep.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
her defense team is amazing. And
Mm.
it's Alan Jackson, right? Is his name?
Yes, yep.
He laid that out so perfectly.
Oh,
He was good. And then this guy comes up, he's like, well, evidence
mm-hmm.
and evidence.
I
and
did it.
evidence
I
and
hit her.
stuff.
I hit her. I hit her.
A hitter. Yes. Like,
Mm-hmm.
ugh.
And how many drinks
Okay.
did she have? And
It's like, but let's
Yeah.
ignore all the evidence.
yeah, that's what I kept saying. Car, head injury, victim, skull fractures. Tell me the story.
Yes. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I know, like, because I was watching your chat and I'm like, I know you guys are all convinced this is going to be really quick and it's going to come back like a
Oh.
directed verdict. And I'm going, directed verdict's not happening.
No.
I don't.
No,
I
isn't it?
was kind of surprised we didn't get a verdict yesterday. I thought we might. And then
Well,
I
we've
was
just
mad
hit the
because
5
I didn't have any
hours.
power. I was
Oh.
like, they're going to do the verdict and I'm not going to be able to watch it.
No, it's just ticked over the 5 hour mark, I think. So I was hoping that it would be this morning. And one of the jurors has to be out by 4. So
Oh, okay. So that really was a thing.
yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I thought you were saying like I thought you were being
No,
sarcastic.
no,
Like
no.
you had
No,
something to do, so
before-
they had to be back by 4.
No, before they all came into court, well, the jurors went into deliberations, but yeah, they just basically had a letter from one of the jurors saying that she needed to be out by 4.
Is that what
today,
the thing was
so-
yesterday? Is that what the problem was?
No,
when they-
no,
I
I don't
missed
know what
that.
that was. I've looked at a couple of other channels and tried to find out, and no one knows really what that was about. So, yeah, no
Because
idea.
thought, I was maybe driving. I'll have to tell you something funny. Sarah, I agree with you. No way you can get the speed you need to
No.
get in reverse. And
Mm-mm.
her car, what's her car? 2015? Is that the year of her Lexus?
I think it was even later than that.
Because
It
like
was a
my
newer model.
car, you can't, if I'm backing up and there's something there that it thinks I'm going to hit, it stops me. I can't hit
Mhm.
it.
They've got a speed limiter in them. You can't go a certain amount of miles per hour backwards in them. They have the camera, which didn't work. obviously the reverse camera. So no beeping, no nothing would have gone off. If she'd impacted something, airbags would have gone off, surely, at that speed.
Maybe. I've seen some pretty bad accidents where the airbags have not deployed. I've seen some really minor accidents where they have.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure on that one, but the speed thing, getting up to 24 miles an hour that
Well, no one could reconstruct it because it was too fast.
Yeah, you can't do that. That's driving really fast backwards.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I don't know. But then, I was thinking yesterday, you have the whole, if they wouldn't have arrested her, they wouldn't have charged her if she wasn't guilty crowd that think if you're arrested, you're guilty. If you're charged, you're guilty.
Mhm.
That they don't ever make mistakes and they don't ever charge you unless that's what the facts are.
Yep.
And
they had their narrative.
yeah. I mean, there's some people that believe that you're in court, so you're guilty.
Mm-hmm.
There is no, they
Innocent
don't
until
hear
proven
that
guilty.
part. Yeah, they don't hear that.
Yep.
Yes, there is the link to Jody's page.
Aw, thank
Yes,
you.
she does rock for sure. She's a great time. She does
Except
a
for
great
1 o'clock in
job.
the morning or 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm definitely going to take a few days off after this, I tell you.
Hope so.
It's yeah, I'm gonna have to, or I'm just gonna crash.
Yep. Well, and you need to stay well, because did you see my email I sent you Monday because Gabby's like, "Where's Jody? Have you talked to her?
No.
Have you done anything?" I
No.
sent you an email and said, "Hey, I was
Haven't
sent to
even-
check on you, and Gabby's going to put missing flyers up if you don't answer."
The problem is when I crash and burn. I sleep 20 out of 24 hours a day. I cannot keep myself awake. It's literally
Wow.
fibromyalgia just sucks every
Yeah.
little tiny bit of energy. You cannot even keep your eyes open. So I don't check emails. I can't. My daughter came over Monday and Tuesday just to make sure I had eaten, to make sure I had something to eat and something to drink.
Wow.
And she arrived about 4 o'clock and she's like, "Have you had something to eat and drink yet, Mum?" I'm like, "No." She goes, "I'll make you a coffee and some soup."
Aw, that was
So
nice.
yeah, but yeah, I can literally barely even get out of bed, and it just hits me if I've done too much. Bang.
Yep. Yeah.
So no, this
And
is
you
the
did a
first time
lot.
I've
You've
been on
done a
my
lot.
emails. Yeah. I have,
All right.
but it's been worth it.
We have an update from Bree. she's trying to tell me I'm wrong.
Oh.
Same, no change. She said I could be in early labor, but everyone is different. So when she gets the orders in, I'll be back up to work. Is she checking you
she's-
again in 2 hours?
2 centimeters dilated, didn't she say?
Yes.
Yep.
So, and that I know. So she had a doctor's appointment Monday. Today's Wednesday. So she was her last doctor's appointment, she was 1 centimeter dilated. Monday, she was 1.5. So today she's 2. And
That's not unusual to dilate though without being in labor. A little bit.
right.
But if she's having regular contractions and stuff.
Okay, so it was the OB emergency visit for a labor check. All right. So now what's the plan? You just work?
When's the due date?
Well, they kind of have changed it. So they put it kind of back to today at one point because it was like July 4th. And she was
4th of
measuring.
July.
Yeah, she was measuring big. So they kind of moved it back. And so today, I picked today because what Bree said. They actually said it was more 1.5 still, but more effaced. I'm telling you, Bree, it's today. It's today. I'm willing it to you. I told her.
You know the one thing that
her.
does soften a cervix, don't you?
The thing that got her in this position to begin with.
Yep.
Well, unfortunately, she's working and he's at home. So. Yeah, they are both very, very ready for her to not be pregnant anymore because she's really uncomfortable. She's not even that big. She really isn't. So, um,
The
but
last
so
few weeks are just horrible, though.
they are. That's what I told
And
her
I
when
went 2 weeks over with mine, both of mine, and
made.
that
I
2
did
weeks is
not.
ever.
I did not with my son. It's like I said, my pregnancies with both my kids were very telling of how they are in life. Um, Brandon's was very, this happens on this day, this happens on this day, this is the due date, and because I told Bree, and I'm repeating myself, I know you guys, but when I got to the hospital, and I did the same thing when I was pregnant with Brandon. He was my first one, and I woke up early in the morning, and my husband woke up. He said, "What's wrong with you?" And I said, "I don't know. Just having some twinges here and there."
Uh-huh.
And so my mom and dad lived in California at the time. They were here, and so we spent the day with them, and walking around and just doing normal stuff. And then finally, it was, I don't know, like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And my husband, I was just laying in bed. My husband came in. He said, "How are you doing?" I'm like, "I don't know. Things just aren't ending. They just don't feel like they're ending." And my mom goes, "We have to go now." So we went to the hospital, got there like at 3:30. I went upstairs. They came, they checked me, and I told the story at the beginning of the stream. The nurse patted me on the knee. She said, "You're at 3 centimeters. It's going to be a while." And that's when like Brandon was like, I said he did the equivalent of hold my beer as a baby. I don't know what that is. Brandon came on here and he said, "No," I said, "Hold my beer." And I went from 3 to 10 in 30 minutes, and it was time. So he was ready to go. Now, when I had my daughter, she was 10 days late. My contractions were never regular with her. They were never consistent. They were about ready to send me home again. Like, okay, you're going to bring me back in like a day to induce me. I'm not leaving. We're having this baby today. She's coming today. And that's what her life, she's always been kind of like, I do everything on my time, how I want, and they're kind of reversing now that they're a little bit older. But Brandon was always just very disciplined about things, and Carmen was just like fly by the seat of your pants kind of person. And I said, that's the way you guys were in pregnancy. Carmen,
Yeah.
you don't like rules. Brandon, you may not like them, but that's the rules. So, but Sarah, that's the thing. It's a line when they say you will know when you're in labor. You don't, because you tell yourself it's not it. That's not it. That's something else. It's just, practice labor. It's Braxton Hicks. It's whatever you can tell yourself to not, because you don't want to go too early, because you don't want to be that person of, oh my gosh,
Until you're in full labor, I suppose.
yeah. It's like they had a pain and they showed up, and you don't want to be that person.
Well, I went over 2 weeks, both of mine. They didn't want to come out, so I was induced with both of them. But my first labour was 7.5 hours, and then my second one was an hour and a half. Not a Panadol, nothing. Wham bam, thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, wow.
And she's been in a rush ever since.
Yeah. So I wasn't in labor long with Brandon. I think I woke up like at 5 a.m. with, not in my mind, not knowing what was happening, but knowing what was happening. We got to the hospital at 3:30 in the afternoon, and I think I had him at 5 till 6. So it was very quick, super quick. And then Carmen, I was watching Wheel of Fortune. It was the bonus round. And
God, I couldn't even tell you what I was watching. The ceiling, probably.
And I remember I kind of felt a little pain, didn't think anything about it. I didn't tell anybody anything. My mom was staying with us from California. My dad already had to go back because Carmen was so late. And so I got up probably about 11 that night, and I had worked that day, so I had not slept at all. And I called my friend across the street. I was whispering to her, like, hey, I need you to come over to stay with Brandon. My mom had her mom ears going. She flew out of the room she was staying in and was like, I knew it. So I wake my husband up. I'm like, hey, we need to go. And he's like, I have to take a shower. I'm like, you have to take a shower? Are you kidding me right now? And so he took a shower. His mom took a shower, got ready before she ever got to the hospital.
Mhm.
We got there like, we've got some movement. Do you?
Goes back to session, you may be seated.
Judge, we have a question for the jury. It's been marked QQQ for
Yeah.
identification.
So, question, can we request the cert report detailing the search performed? So they can request it, but they can't get it. So I'm just going to say you have all the evidence in this case. We'll figure that out. I'll get some language from you. But Mr. Jackson, after our hearing this morning, I considered what you said. I went back and I read the jury instructions I gave yesterday. So I do appreciate the concern about the confusion this might cause the jury. I think it's easily clarified with the supplemental instruction. I don't think it's the verdict slip. I think it's how they're to follow the verdict slip. So what I've written up, this is a very rough draft. I'll read it to you. I'll take a break and let you consider it if you want. And this works out. I received this, I don't know, 15 minutes ago, and I've been the letter, the question from the jury. So it seems a good time. So I was working on this. It seems a good time to bring them in for an answer to that question. And I would say, as long as I have you here, I want to clarify my instructions regarding your verdict as to count 2 of the indictment. As I instructed you yesterday, there are 2 lesser offenses of that crime, which are involuntary manslaughter and motor vehicle homicide, felony, OUI, liquor, and negligence. Therefore, count 2 encompasses 3 separate charges, the most serious of which is manslaughter while operating a motor vehicle under the influence of liquor. In considering count 2, you should first focus on the crime of manslaughter while operating a motor vehicle under the influence of liquor. And if the Commonwealth has failed to prove that crime beyond a reasonable doubt, then you are to consider the remaining lesser included offenses in descending order. The lead charge is manslaughter while operating a motor vehicle under the influence of liquor. If you find that the Commonwealth has proved all 5 elements or proven all 5 elements of this charge beyond a reasonable doubt, then your verdict shall be guilty of manslaughter while operating a motor vehicle under the influence of liquor. If, however, you find that the Commonwealth has not proven all 5 elements of manslaughter while operating a motor vehicle under the influence of liquor, then you are to consider whether the Commonwealth has proven beyond a reasonable doubt the 3 elements of the lesser included offense of involuntary manslaughter. If the Commonwealth has proven the
Holy
3
crap.
elements of involuntary
Another word salad.
manslaughter, then your verdict shall be guilty on the lesser included offense of involuntary manslaughter. If, however, you find the Commonwealth has failed to prove beyond a reasonable doubt the crime of manslaughter while operating a motor vehicle under the influence of liquor and the lesser included offense of involuntary manslaughter, then you are to consider whether the Commonwealth has proven beyond a reasonable doubt the 5 elements of motor vehicle homicide, felony, OUI, liquor, and negligence. If the Commonwealth has proven beyond a reasonable doubt the 5 elements of motor vehicle homicide, then your verdict shall be guilty of the lesser included offense of motor vehicle homicide, OUI, liquor, and negligence. If, however, the Commonwealth has failed to prove beyond a reasonable doubt all elements of manslaughter while operating a motor vehicle under the influence of liquor, and has failed to prove all of the elements of the lesser included offenses of involuntary manslaughter or motor vehicle homicide, felony, OUI, liquor, and negligence, then your verdict must be not guilty to count 2.
May I have just a moment?
Yes.
Or you could just put a box that says not guilty instead of reading all that crap.
She's gone back and gone, oh shit, this is an appellate issue. I better address it because he's put it on the record. Turtle Boy's there in the orangey shirt, the bright orange shirt.
Thank you, Your Honor, may I be heard?
Yes.
I deeply appreciate the court's additional clarifying language. I would simply ask for one very simple amendment, and that is at the top of the verdict slip that says the two words, "not guilty." We would ask that the verdict slip read, "not guilty of the offense charged or any lesser included offense." That's it. And I think that and the court's clarifying instruction would satisfy the defense. That's all I think. I know it will. That's all we ask.
All right.
I can repeat that if the court wishes.
I wish.
Mm.
So there are some like minor changes we have to make to the verdict slip anyway. Just, it has to be consistent. So the manslaughter while operating a motor vehicle under the influence, the tab needs to, actually, Tori. So there needs to be some physical changes on the verdict slip. Anyway, it needs to be indented. There needs to be a colon after guilty of offense charged. It's not complete. It doesn't have under the influence of liquor. It just says under the influence. So there are some minor changes that need to be made to the verdict slip. Does the Commonwealth oppose the suggestion made by Mr. Jackson, which seems like a reasonable one?
No, Your Honor.
All right, so it will be not guilty. So tell me again how you want it.
Sure.
You want-
Not guilty of the offense charged or any lesser included offense.
That's better.
Mm.
All right, I think the clarifying language that I proposed
Ooh, she's got to
is
knuckle back.
important.
I do too, and I appreciate that. I think with that amendment to the slip language, I think coupling those up is exactly what the defense was asking for. I appreciate that.
So I need to clean, I'd like to send in a written copy of what I just read there. I have a couple of things bolded. I need to fix this up a little bit. I mean, it was just done quickly. The jury's been waiting. Why don't we bring them in? And I will tell them that a new verdict slip will come into them. How's that? I do, though, have to make a finding that the verdict slip as is was proper. All right, so we'll just leave it at that. I'll make the amendment that you want, but that's my finding.
Thank you, Your Honor. Just from a logistics standpoint, once the new verdict slip is prepared and ready,
We all need to see it.
I was just going to ask, do we have that email to us or something?
Yeah, we all need to see it. I will work with Tori. All right. All right, can we bring the jurors in, please? Oh, I'm sorry. What suggested language on the cert report?
I'm sorry, Judge.
Any suggested language on their question?
No, I think the court's correct that in terms of the cert report request, the court's answer is right on point, which is you are directed to you're directed to review the evidence that's in front of you, and that's it.
I'm just going to say you have all the evidence in this case. We will not give you anything.
Well, if they're only up
Okay.
to the cert evidence, that's right at the beginning.
Do what? I can't hear. I
And
couldn't
does that
hear you
mean
over-
they're going? If they're only at the cert evidence, that's right at the beginning. Like,
Wow.
because yeah, when they had the crime scene investigators come in at about 7:30 in the morning after John was taken to hospital, and then he was pronounced deceased at 7:50, and then after that the scene was left vacant. They did no crime scene tape, nothing, just open to the public. And then the cert team came in at about 5:45 that evening, and it was a mixture of troopers, Canton police officers, and the head of the cert department. And 4 of the guys or so he didn't even recognise. They were all in plain clothes, so he didn't know who or where they'd come from, but they just turned up as part of the alert. And that is at the very beginning. So
Maybe they
that
were
was the
working
first time
backwards.
they started. They didn't find any evidence of tail lights or anything like that upon the crime scene investigation. investigation in the morning. It was when the CERT team came, they found supposedly 3, which has now turned to 5.
which would have been buried by the snow, right? That day, because there was a blizzard. And weren't those found on top of the snow?
Yeah, and then subsequently until the 18th of February, they found more and more and more, into a total of 47 pieces were found.
I don't,
Yeah.
like
Yep.
I said, it's obvious to us. You think it's obvious to them. They are obviously, can I use that word anymore, doing their jobs
Uh-huh.
of making sure that they have looked at everything. It's scary. It gets scary.
But even at the end of the day, the last 2 experts said this is physically not possible. You cannot have this injury with a motor vehicle. Physically not possible. That's it. Done. Every charge involves her hitting him with a vehicle.
Right. Yeah. I think if they've done anything, if the state has done anything, Commonwealth, whatever they're called there, Gabby, your state's weird. Like,
Yeah.
sorry, Gabby. If they've done anything, they may get a lesser included of, because they've included that with alcohol. Like she hit him because she was, what they call it, an OUI or OWI.
Yeah,
or
yeah. But it's still
something.
manslaughter with a vehicular manslaughter.
Yeah, yeah. But I think if they have to compromise, which I think that is what those lesser includeds, in my opinion, are, not a lawyer, that they'll get her on that if they're going to get her on anything. I don't think they'll get her on the big charges, but if they're going to get her on anything, they'll get her on one of those lesser includeds with the alcohol, because of her alcohol level that she did drive with. So
The only thing that I can see that they haven't proven, well, that is that, yes, they could get her on a driving offence, but when you've got biomechanics coming in saying that it's physically not possible for this to have occurred between a pedestrian and a vehicle, I don't understand how they could include anything to do with a vehicle pedestrian accident at all,
yeah,
regardless.
I agree with you.
Mm.
I agree with you. I just
Yeah.
don't.
It all makes sense in the
Juries make me very, very nervous.
yes.
I mean, and when you've got those just really, hate to call them simple, but they're simple. They did it. They're on camera. Everything's very clear.
Yep.
Fine. Those juries don't make me nervous. But when you're looking at something going, where's the evidence? You don't have any evidence. Everything points away from this.
Mhm.
And then
And
they
then
come
you add the
back.
conspiracy is on top of it.
Yep. But then they come back. I've seen them come back when you're thinking there's no way they can find this person guilty. And then they
Mhm.
do. And that's the worst. That is like the worst.
Did you watch the Apple River, Nicholas?
I
Mew?
did. We were doing something else. I don't remember what we were doing. So I've kind of seen some of it. I know people were very torn about it. I did read a lot of comments to see where people were going with it, and I saw they were very, very split. It was very divided.
Mhm.
And I watched a little bit of the video where I could see where he would have been scared.
Yeah.
But then on the other side, I'm like, dang, did you have to do that?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't
Yep.
know how do you feel about it?
I felt the same way, but at the end of the day, that's all he had. It was
Yeah.
it was an instant reaction. It was something he had in his pocket. It's the only thing that he could defend himself with, I suppose. But
And it's one of those things where alcohol played a part on both sides
Yeah.
of the
Yeah.
decisions that were made, unfortunately.
Yep.
So had none of them been drinking, nothing probably would have happened. The kids might have been mouthy because they're kids. And,
Yeah.
but he probably would have made a better decision to walk away. than to think he needed to engage.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Do you
Mm.
want to hear what she's going to say to the jury?
Yeah,
I-
sure.
I don't know if she cleaned
Only
it
if you
up.
want to.
I don't know if she cleaned it up necessarily, you know,
Yeah.
by adding 6
knows?
paragraphs of stuff where she could just say, oh, here's a box, we forgot to put that on there. You know, we have to change
That's
this.
all she
this,
needs
and
to
this.
do.
Yeah, we're going to add this box right here. But no, I made this, 10 pages longer than it
Mhm.
was when we gave it to you the first time. And that
And
gets
way more
annoying.
confusing.
Yes. It's like, yes. So, hello, Adair. I saw you come in. No, today's stream was not canceled. Just different. We're just doing something different because
Because we can.
Bree went back to work. So she's back on her floor walking around. She's going to get that baby moving. That's what I'm predicting. That is what I'm predicting. All right, let's see what old Bev has to say.
All right, so jurors, we're in receipt of your question. Can we request the CERT report detailing the search performed? I take this as a request, and the answer is that you folks, you have all the evidence in the case. So what you have is the evidence in the case. You won't be receiving any additional evidence. But as long as I have you here, I want to clarify my instructions regarding your verdict is to count 2 of the indictment.
Yeah.
As I instructed you yesterday, there are 2 lesser offenses of that crime, which are involuntary manslaughter and motor vehicle homicide, felony OUI, liquor, and negligence. Therefore, count 2 encompasses 3 separate charges, the most serious of which is manslaughter while operating a motor vehicle under the influence of liquor. In considering count 2, you should first focus on the crime of manslaughter while operating a motor vehicle under the influence of liquor, and if the Commonwealth has failed to prove that crime beyond a reasonable doubt, then you are to consider the remaining lesser included offenses in descending order. So the lead charge is manslaughter while operating a motor vehicle under the influence of liquor. If you find that the Commonwealth has proven all 5 elements of this charge beyond a reasonable doubt, then your verdict shall be guilty of manslaughter while operating a motor vehicle under the influence of liquor. If, however, you find that the Commonwealth has not proven all 5 elements of manslaughter while operating a motor vehicle under the influence of liquor, then you are to consider whether the Commonwealth has proven beyond a reasonable doubt the 3 elements of the lesser included offense of involuntary manslaughter. If the Commonwealth has proven the 3 elements of involuntary manslaughter, then your verdict shall be guilty on the lesser included offense of involuntary manslaughter. If, however, you find the Commonwealth has failed to prove beyond a reasonable doubt the crime of manslaughter while operating a motor vehicle under the influence of liquor and the lesser included offense of involuntary manslaughter, then you are to consider whether the Commonwealth has proven beyond a reasonable doubt the 5 elements of motor vehicle homicide, felony, OUI, liquor, and negligence. If the Commonwealth has proven beyond a reasonable doubt the 5 elements of motor vehicle homicide, then your verdict shall be guilty of the lesser included offense of motor vehicle homicide, OUI, liquor, and negligence. If, however, the Commonwealth has failed to prove beyond a reasonable doubt all the elements of manslaughter while operating a motor vehicle under the influence of liquor and has failed to prove all the elements of the lesser included offenses of involuntary manslaughter or motor vehicle homicide, felony, OUI, liquor, and negligence, then your verdict must be not guilty to count 2. So I'm going to send in a new verdict slip on count 2 that's just a little bit different, and we have to sort of change we have to indent something and change the spacing a little bit to make it a little bit clearer for you. Okay, so we'll get that into
Really?
you in the
That
next 10
clarified
minutes.
everything, didn't it?
All right, thank you all very much.
Because that clarified everything.
Yeah, that clarified nothing. Then you must do this. Then you must do that. Then.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
then is the damn truth. That's right.
Uh-huh.
So, All right,
Hey!
Mutt.
Stop it.
This is Jody. She is from Australia.
Yeah, yeah.
Put her up here.
I've got a desk full of
She's-
cats at the moment.
She has. Well, they want her to go to bed.
Yeah.
She she has done a great job of recapping this trial. Trying to see what.
Thank you.
Oh, you've been the only thing I have watched, so I don't. I'm just telling you, I haven't even. I'm almost through everything. I still have a little bit to go from your marathon stream you did on Friday.
Oh, yes, that was huge. That's what
That
killed me.
was so. That's
That's
what
what
kicked your
got me.
butt.
Oh, clumsy. That wasn't your best angle.
It was perfect timing.
Mm-hmm.
Where is her? Where's your update, Bree? So okay, so she is back to work because she just went down to the OB emergency department.
Yep.
So they put her back to work. They did not put her back to work. They told her she could go home. But she is working because she wants to keep walking. She has effaced more, or she's more effaced. So it's happening. I'm telling you, it's happening.
Go and drive a bumpy road.
That's what I said. I said, go up and my sister-in-law, when she was pregnant with her second child, she was done. Like she was done being pregnant. She walked up and down the stairs at her apartment and had him that night.
Mm.
So I'm like, go walk up I said, carefully walk up and down your stairs at home.
Yep.
And see what happens now. She is oh, there's some coming today. There's more storms coming today. So
She needs to rest.
yes, she does need to rest.
'Cause
She
she
picked
gonna
up a
need it.
shift yesterday so she could walk more, and then she had a regular one today.
So she hasn't had any time off before this baby's due.
No, she has not, and she actually she works 2 jobs. So she's a server as well because she loves serving. So it's kind of her escape from the RT world and the medical world of everything you guys have to deal with there. So she slowed down on that one, I think, a little bit. But yeah, so she's going quite a bit, and I'm with
Surprised
you.
they don't have a mandatory maternity leave for
She
occupational health and safety reasons, perhaps. I don't know.
yeah, she'll work. I mean, she'll work right up until she goes, and then
Crazy.
my son
Crazy.
is working right up until she goes, and then I think he gets 6 weeks off, which
Yeah.
is really pretty cool. They didn't have that when I had my kids.
Me
That
either.
would have been awesome. But so I was like, when I heard paternity leave, I was like, what the heck is that?
Mhm.
I mean, I know what it is, but what is it? Yeah, I worked the day that I had my daughter. I worked all day, and I worked at a daycare. So I was exhausted, and I was 10 days late. I was uncomfortable. Nobody wanted to work with me. They would all I remember us being divided up, after breakfast, after we fed everybody, after they got there, and whoever was left with me, the other people would be walking away to the other room, and they would look back at that person and say, good luck and have fun. I'm like, don't be jerks. I knew I was grumpy. I knew that I was so uncomfortable. And that's like my son said, oh, I'm so ready for her not to be pregnant. She's so crabby. And I said, listen, yeah, she is. Because trust me, right now, she is so uncomfortable.
Yep.
The day that I saw her and she said, I'm done being pregnant, I said, that's how you know you're close. Because so far you have not said anything about being anything like this. So that's how you know you're close.
Yep.
But yeah, I told my son last week, I'm like, listen, you need to give her some space right now. I know she's crabby. She knows she's crabby. She's going to be crabby. And she just is. So just give her space.
She's what it is.
And be nice.
I'd be taking some time off though.
Yeah. Oh, there's Brandon. That's my son. He's holding up 2 beers on his
Hello.
birthday. Brandon, this is Jody. Oh, Brandon.
Hello. Or should I say, g'day?
Good. So, yeah, he's getting ready to be a first-time dad. So, I know he's excited.
Congratulations.
And he's going
Do they
to
know
be
what they're
great.
having?
A little girl. So,
Aw,
Madison Rose is going to be her
lovely.
name. So, I was going to tell you, so if she's born today, which she's going to be born today, Brandon. Just, today would have been my mom and dad's 64th wedding anniversary.
Aw.
I think I want her to be born today because it'll make this day a little easier for my dad.
Yep.
And then, but tomorrow is my anniversary. So if she's born tomorrow, then she'll be
Either
on my
way.
anniversary. So either way. And tomorrow's exactly a month before my birthday. So she'll never forget my birthday. So, you know.
Yeah, so you hope, yeah.
Yeah, I made it all about me. I know I did.
Yeah. So what star sign does that make you?
Do what?
July.
July.
What star sign are you?
Oh, I'm a Leo.
Leo.
So my husband is a Gemini, and Brandon, his wife Bree, is a Gemini, and he and I both talk about Geminis quite a bit because, oh my.
Yes, my youngest is a Gemini. My eldest is a Scorpio.
Yeah,
And
I
I'm a
think
Saggy.
Brandon, are you a Sagittarius? It's what's that month? 'Cause he's in-
December.
oh,
Late
no,
November, mid-December.
he said
Not
he's
sure.
November 23rd.
Yeah, possibly.
So I was thinking he might be. He's going, Mom,
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, he
Yeah,
is. Yep,
Saggies are
he does
cool.
know. Look at him. He does know.
Saggies rock.
Oh, all right, Gabby. So I took a picture of somebody theirs went up in stream yesterday. They typed a message and then it came up and said they had been a member for like 19 months and then their message was below it. So I don't know how when that's going to happen for you. Oh, that's sad. But it's cool that now
Oh,
you've got another Sagittarius. And it's cool that you're a foster parent. And I'm glad you reminded me of that because I remember talking about it now on some of these horrible
I
trials
actually
that we've watched.
got so close to becoming a foster parent because we tried for 4 years to have my eldest to end up doing like IVF
Oh, yeah.
to fall pregnant with her, but I'd had 2 misses prior to that, and we were going through the foster care program, and the day we got approved for that was the day I found out I was pregnant.
You're pregnant.
So yeah, so I quit work, quit everything. That was it. Not
Yep.
moving.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
and
That
then the
is
second
weird.
one just happened.
Yeah.
Just
Well,
happened.
and that's when it happened. Yep.
I said to my husband, I think I'm coming down with something. I feel terrible. Yeah, it was a parasite. Got home, did the test, and went bang. Oh,
When
oops.
I
Just moved in the
did-
new house.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Mhm.
Because that's when anybody that, they like, we're planning, we're waiting for the perfect time, we're waiting for this, that, and the other. I tell them there is no
There is no
such
perfect
thing.
time.
It-
Mm-mm.
Yes, plan and do all that stuff, but I'm telling you, there is not this perfect time.
Mm-mm.
Like, it just
Nope.
doesn't happen. There's always going to be something that's happening, even the best of plans. And it'll be what it'll be. It's just going to be fine.
Yeah. I
Because
was just lucky that it was 2.5 years difference. So they're 2.5 years, which is pretty much ideal.
my kids are 2.5 years. Some people thought they were
Yeah.
twins. Sometimes I wish they were because I was like, oh, look, you'd both be done with school by now. That'd be great.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
What do you
but
want? Mr. Sticky Nose.
I lo-
You're going to sit on my mouth?
If
Thank you.
if my dogs could do that, they would. They could
Yeah.
walk on my desk. There's no doubt.
Oh, they stand on my keyboard. That's why I keep these
Your treats.
just to keep them occupied whilst I'm streaming, because guaranteed every
Oh,
day.
They have to lay on whatever you're doing. If you've
Uh-huh.
got paper out or your keyboard
My
especially.
feet, they'll knock my camera, they'll stand on my keyboard. They sit on my hand, on my mouse.
Yes.
It's lovely.
Let's want to know how many cats you have.
4.
4 cats. You have 4 cats. I have 4 dogs.
Yeah. I
And
had
mine
the
are
2 boys, and then I decided I lost the two girls I had. I had one for 14 years. She was beautiful. And yeah, she just got too old, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And then it took me about 8 months, and I thought, no, I need some more, but it's time I help out. So I went to look at fostering cats and looking after them whilst they were looking for a forever home. So I brought home this brother and sister kittens from a shelter, and epic foster fail. I'm not giving them back.
Yeah, that's
Had
why
them
I
for 2
couldn't do
weeks
it.
and
I couldn't
no,
do it
no,
because I wouldn't be
no.
like, no, you're not taking them.
Yep. So
Mutt-
they're still here with me.
You have 8
Oh,
cats.
yay! If I could afford 8, I would.
You'd
I
be the
would.
crazy cat lady.
Yep.
Well, I would not have 8 dogs, so
No.
that's too many for me. The 4 I have are too many for me. It was kind of didn't intend to be that way, but like I said, we had a cat, but we lost her, and she was 13. We lost her in November, and then my dad has her son, and he's not great. He's getting old, you can tell, and my dad he's struggling because my mom wanted that cat, and he did not. He was like, I don't want a cat. I said, Dad, this really is going to be the last thing that you just get for her, that she's going to know you got for her.
Mm-hmm.
And so they have him. His name is Charlie, which is after her uncle.
And now he loves him.
Oh, now he's going to be devastated because it's kind of the last thing of my mom living,
Yep.
other than us kids, but that he has. And I know that's why he's struggling so hard to. He said the first time he shows me he's in pain, I'll take him. Or when he stops eating, I'll take him. And I said, Dad, I don't know. He may not show you he's in pain because, like I said, my vet said to me, because I have Danes, they don't have a long lifespan and they get, arthritis and their joints go bad. And he said, by the time they show you they're in pain, they've been in pain for a really long time because they hide it from you. Yeah.
I do
and
that
I'm
with
like,
my kids.
Like, that feels horrible because, they don't want to show you they're in pain. They don't want you to know. And so I told him, I was like, Dad, he may never show you he's in pain. So you may not know. He may act as normal as he can. But every time I go over there, he's like, I know. And I just, they do. They hide when they're sick. Whatever is failing in him is in his, it's like around his back legs. So you can just kind of tell when he walks. He can walk. He lays down. If he stretches out, he seems more comfortable than, curling up. He can't jump up on his favorite, stool anymore or anything like that. But he's up there because I think the cat we had, they got her before we could get her fixed. So she had a litter pretty young. So he's probably pushing the 12 to 13 years old as well. So he's up there. And I don't know. It sucks. And I was like, Dad, can you have my nephew Derek? I said, can you have him go with you? Because I know I'm going to have to put my oldest Dane down soon. And I'm kind of in that same period where he is. And I said, I can't go, I can't do yours and then go. I can't.
No.
do it because I just,
Mm-mm.
you
Nope.
know, but she's still eating and she's still active but she's just slowing down. She's 10 and a half. So it sucks. That's a bad part of owning animals
Yeah.
is it sucks. But
Yep.
I'll tell you, so we had a miniature dachshund who thought he was a Great Dane, and we had a black lab, and those two were the black lab my son bought when he was in second grade. He saved up the money and bought this puppy. And those two dogs were the best of friends and loved each other. The dachshund outlived the black lab, and we had to put him down. And I had a dream shortly after that the black lab was sitting in a field and the dachshund went running up to her and they met up and were so happy to see each other. And then they just took off running in the field. It was like
Aw.
so sad. I was so happy, like happy, sad.
Mhm.
But it's never left me. So I know some people are like, oh, animals don't have souls. I'm like, shut up.
Yes, they do.
Mine do. And they're now playing in a field
Mhm.
and they're happy and they're together. And
I
you
have
know,
them all cremated, and I've got little gold like keepsakes that I've got some of their ashes in that I've got a necklace that I wear, and they've all got a little one with a little bit of their ashes in. And I've done a big like a display box type of thing that's, I don't know what you call them, but it's for each of the cats that I've got. But the ones that have gone, I've put in some fur, I even kept teeth that they'd lost, when they were a kitten,
Yep.
and whiskers and all sorts of stuff. But it's all set, and they all run together. These pictures, like in a big box frame.
yeah,
Yes, they're
it's
my
just,
babies. Mm,
it's crazy what they, we
yeah.
had our, the dachshund, the vet gave us this box that was literally shaped like a coffin, like an old timey Western one, So he's in that. It was June, I think it was June 7th. So it had not rained here in weeks. It was hot, it was humid. And so I brought him home and told my husband, like, hey, Duke is here and he's in a box and I need you to bury him. And I was not going to be, I had to be somewhere that night. I don't remember where I had to be, but I had to be there. And he texted me and he said, this box is huge. And you're asking me to dig in dirt that is hard as a rock. I'm like, yeah, I am. I'm sorry. But he did. We put Duke right down by where our driveway kind of comes into our yard. It's kind of weird. We have a long driveway because that's where he would be, because that's where he would bark at everybody, they were coming in. And then we had our Great Dane. We had her cremated because he said, I'm not digging a hole that big.
Mhm.
I said, it's fine. And then the cat, she's down there too. But so they're all kind of down there in these pine trees that we have. So they're all together, but we'll be unfortunately adding one more, I know, soon. So just
I said to
sometimes
my girls, when I go, cremate me, mix me with all of my animals' ashes, and make me into diamonds.
there you go.
And yeah, they're all carbon. I'll make a diamond each, and you can wear us on your hands.
There you go. That's actually pretty cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow. I've never thought about that, but that's actually
Yeah.
really cool. So
Well,
all right,
it's 90% carbon, isn't it?
yeah,
Mm.
it's well, what do you think?
Oh, can you see? I
There's just a
cancelled
fan.
my I closed it off because I was hearing both yours and mine in my headphones, so I turned off my law and crime thing. But I can go back in there. That's fine.
It's just a fan going. So I just don't know. I want you to be able to have your stream up. So I don't
That's all
know.
right, sweetheart.
I mean, do you have it set so you can jump over there if she comes back?
It's set, ready to go. Yep.
Okay. Okay. I
Sure
just don't
is.
want to I don't want to keep you from doing that. So but
Oh, good. I need to make another coffee, though, I think.
okay.
Definitely.
We
What's
kind
the
of took
time? 2:30. 2:30 a.m.
2:30 in the morning. That's crazy.
Yep. I know.
You know me. I wouldn't make it. I'd just be getting up.
Oh,
I used to be
That's
able to
why I
do the
just
late
said-
nights.
I'll just put the stream up, and then I'll lay down in my room, just watch. And the second that the jury comes back, then I'll jump up and just click, "Hi, I'm here."
Yeah.
So it's all I can do.
Hey, Bon.
Anyway.
So this is Bon. Bon, this is Jody. Bon lives in Utah. She's way out there.
Hello.
Jody's down under.
Yeah.
So we have a good time in these streams. Sometimes we go off the rails. Well, that's
Most times.
let's be careful. I hope you guys don't get any bad storms out there. But
Yeah.
I'm probably sending more your way, and I apologize in advance if that's where they end up. I'm up above.
And we're
Our
down
Fridays-
low.
Our Friday streams are the ones that seem to go off the rails the fastest. So I don't know what happens, but things happen on Fridays in chat. And it's just, I can't control them. I don't care. They're hilarious. George is cheating on us with Judge Wolf right now. So
Oh, I
that's
love
what-
Judge Wolf.
Yes, me too.
He's good.
Yes. Yes.
And
Yeah,
Jeffrey
he,
Middleton.
Oh my gosh. Story time is hilarious.
He knows everyone, everything,
I
every
know.
house, every
I
street,
know.
every dog.
I know. He's like, I was just
Mhm.
driving down that street the other day.
Mhm.
You know what? I
Yeah.
believe
Which
you.
house do you live at? Oh, you live at the one that's got all the junk out the front. Yes. Well, did you know there was a murder 25 years ago? So and so got shot in the leg right across from that. And then 3 houses down, the one with the white roof over there, another one got, oh. Yeah. But he's great.
I love him. And he, did you see it happened in February? The woman, I think her house had burnt down and she was living in a barn, but it didn't have any electricity, no heat, no plumbing, nothing in there. And so the city or the county or whoever had said, she can't stay here. Well, this woman had a broken arm, I think, and was walking down the road. So it was snowy in Michigan and broke the other arm. So now she has 2 broken arms. She's getting kicked out of this barn that she refuses to leave. And it was horrible. It was
Why? Because she didn't have some permit or something.
Well, it just wasn't a structure you could live in because it didn't
Oh.
have any. He was like, you're going to freeze to death. Like, you don't have anything.
So find
in
her
there.
some emergency housing.
And he was working on it. Like, everybody that came into his courtroom afterwards, he was like, hey, did you hear this? And we need to get working on this. I haven't heard back from this person
He's
yet.
amazing.
I mean, he was working on it. So I don't know what happened to her. She was not making it easy. I will say that. She did not want to leave that property, but she needed to. It was like, you're going to die.
Mm.
You know, because he was like, how are you even taking care of yourself? You have 2 broken arms. You can't, you can't do the basic function
No.
of just being on the toilet.
Wiping your butt. Yep.
Yeah. I was trying to think of how to say it.
Surprised Gabby didn't jump in there.
I know, where is
It's a
she?
perfect
She's-
opportunity. Yeah.
She must be doing something. There hasn't been any snarky comments. she's probably over there. Oh no, she's not, because she has to be a subscriber to Judge Wolf's stream channel before before she can comment on there. It's not a balloon net; it's a balloon knot.
And then not balloon not. Just think of remember, you know the balloon animals that they used to make. Like sausages, and then you tied a knot. Yeah. It's supposed to resemble an intestine, I think. Yes. And I have never ever in my life heard it called that before, ever.
I've never either. I was like, what the heck are they talking about? I thought when they explained what it was, I thought, well, that's not where I thought you were going. I thought they meant that she had a bag, is what I thought that they meant.
No.
Which, when they explained it, I thought, okay, I guess that's a little less worse than, but it's bad. And you guys are bad. And that trooper or troopa, that post
Proctor.
that you sent me, yes, that his wife wrote about Boohoo and we never knew social media could be like this. I'm like, where have you been?
Yeah.
And also, listen to the things that your husband said about a woman.
Yep.
And maybe rethink that relationship between the two of you, because
not only that, did you
it's not
notice
very
that
nice.
he had this dialogue going on with his sister as well, and the sister, it sounded like she really didn't like the wife either. There was quite a few jabs in there.
Yes, about she making dinner.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I'm like, wife, defend him now. Wait till this is over. Walk away. Yep, get out, because
Yep, for sure.
Well, Sarah, you
though.
and I are on the same Crohn's brainwave there. So yes, Sarah and I both discovered that about each other one day during stream, that we both have Crohn's disease. Like, yeah.
Fun.
It's great. It's great times. I wake up every day and I'm like, I have Crohn's disease. It's great. Actually, I'm not doing bad, because
probably the only part of me that works.
Yes. Like, well, sometimes when it doesn't want to, sometimes it works really well, and then other times it's like, okay, gonna die.
Well, I certainly didn't need any Metamucil after Lali's closing arguments yesterday, that's for sure.
I think he sat down and was like, what did I just say? And everybody's like, I don't know.
No.
Nobody knows. Nobody knows what you just said, and I don't think anybody cares.
Nuh-uh.
So I did read a couple of headlines of when Trooper Proctor was up on the stand and the things were coming out that he had said that were bad, that the jury did have a reaction to it. Did you look into I didn't know. I didn't really look into it.
Apparently there was audible gasps and all sorts, but yeah, I mean, that's only from watching other people that were there, like Turtle Boy was there and the Glare was there, and they both said the same thing. There was audible gasps, and the majority of the jury is women. Like, there's 10 women on that jury, so you can imagine exactly what's going through their brains. They're all apparently middle-aged, well-dressed, well-presented women, apparently. So yeah, I'm sure that went down a treat with them.
Well,
just the way he was dehumanizing her
and acting like it was well, I'm embarrassed about it. And I get, there's a lot of times text messages would be embarrassing to have read back, but those were brutal.
He doesn't even know her.
Yep. And they were said in not necessarily an official capacity, but kind of. He was talking about a suspect and probably shouldn't have been.
He had a couple of different message threads going. One was his sister. One was his, like, I think there was about 15 old high school mates, and then he had another one with his work colleagues as well. So it wasn't just outside the circle; it was in as well. Yeah,
I don't know,
good
but
old boys culture.
Yep. I don't think he'll lose his job. I don't think he'll lose his job. I don't think anything will happen to him. If anything, he'll get a promotion. You watch it all the time. They do this. They do horrible jobs, and they get promoted. So I don't think anything will happen to him. I don't think anything will happen to this prosecutor. I don't think anything's going to happen to anybody, regardless of what the verdict is. I mean, if it's guilty, they'll high five each other, be happy, and use her as an example of how great they are. If it's not guilty, they just nobody will talk about it again. So, like, the Alberts, I really don't think they have anything to worry about.
I don't think the Alberts will get any repercussions, really. But the federal investigation is still going on, so I think they're waiting. They're waiting until the trial's over before they make their move, as far as any consequences for Proctor and his goons. That's my thoughts.
And I forgot about the federal part.
Anyway.
Yeah, so he might get in trouble.
They've got to have one fall guy at least. They have to.
Yeah. Yep. And he may be it. I don't know. If there's anybody else they can pick and not have it be him.
Well, it goes all the way up to Morrissey. Apparently, they tapped his phone. They have done for 18 months, apparently. So that's how they found the rest of them, and it was over 3,000 pages, I think, of evidence that they handed over to the state and the defence just prior to the trial.
Wow.
Yeah.
And as the state, you got to be looking at that going, oh my gosh, what are we doing? Now I have to go do it.
And how do you discredit those ARCA guys, the people that the FBI have paid, the experts,
Yeah. I don't know, but I don't remember. Did I ask you, have you watched like the Zachary Anderson? Did you watch that trial?
No, but you have said that he was unfairly
yes.
He was found guilty for something that he didn't do as well. No.
And
I haven't looked into that.
That one affected me a lot because of it. Because we were sitting there. I wasn't streaming at the time. I was watching it, but we were all sitting there in agreement, like you have been, and with your subs and chatters of going, there's no evidence here. There's nothing why this shouldn't take long at all. This should be easy.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, they took a few days. So we were like, okay, there maybe was a holdout, And then they came back. They found him guilty of stalking. I was like, okay, that was the compromise verdict there. They're going to find him not guilty of the rest. And no, they found guilty of everything. And it was, and they've never, not that they have to, but the jurors, not one has ever spoken about it, which is odd.
Oh, okay.
So it makes you wonder, because I'm sorry, Michael Gravely is horrible. And Gabby, that's Wish Martin. He yells so much, but he is so.
Was that the judge?
That's the DA. He's very deceitful. He's very walk it up to the line. And he'll literally tell the judge, and he did in this trial, he was going to walk right up to the line of violating this guy's rights, civil rights. And the judge didn't say anything. Now, this judge in Rittenhouse, to this DA's assistant DA or whatever his title was, that guy almost violated Kyle Rittenhouse's Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. And the judge absolutely nailed them on it and laid into him completely. but he fell, had a head injury, wasn't the same. Was not the same judge from there to here. I think he had retired and they brought him back out of retirement to do this trial for whatever reason. It had one mistrial, if not two, before it ever, and almost
Oh,
there was almost another one just in opening statements. The judge had because the state was saying we want to present evidence that there was somebody else involved here, and there was clearly evidence there was somebody else involved. And I guess there's this thing in Wisconsin called the Denny motion, and they had a Denny hearing, and the judge said that couldn't come in. None of that stuff could come in. And which I'm like, why? I don't understand when they make rulings like that, when it's clear that these people were saying stuff and they had motive to be involved. This guy they came up with the motive, but he didn't have any reason to go off this guy. And there was zero evidence that he did. And they came back and it's like, I don't know if it was one of those things where, like I said today, he was charged, so he has to be guilty because they never would charge an innocent person. I don't know if it was that thought process. I don't know. Sarah, I'm with you because there's so many. That's why we watch trials the way we watch them, and I don't go find all this information before. I'll go find it later because I want to just, can I convict or not convict on what we have in front of us? And sometimes when you go look, it's like, wow. The trial that we started Monday, Judge Boyd. Have you ever watched Judge Boyd?
yeah, I love her.
Love her. So it took place in her court.
Well, she did the Ruiz trial that I followed.
Yes. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, we did that.
that I
We
ran.
streamed that trial. That was horrible.
Yeah,
That was
yes, was.
awful.
Yes.
But this kid, he was, I gotta look at my notes. He was 19 at the time it happened in 2022. So him, a 17-year-old, and then 3 minors who were brothers of the 17-year-old, all get in an SUV, and they're going to go make a drug deal with this other 17-year-old. So they go to a convenience store. The drug dealer 17-year-old said that they all pointed weapons at him and demanded everything he had, his shoes and his drugs. And then one of the kids, 14, jumps out of the SUV, comes around the end of it. He has a weapon. He has a firearm. The 17-year-old drug dealer also has a weapon. Allegedly, the 14-year-old fired a round at him. He fired 10 rounds back, unaliving the 17-year-old. A stray round went and into a house of a 66-year-old man who was making lunch, hit him.
Oh. He
passes away. The 17-year-old, that drug dealer, all the charges were dropped against him. He was charged with capital unaliving. I know everybody hates that word. Sorry. He was charged with capital unaliving and they dropped it. So he's not
took
serving.
a plea deal?
He didn't take any. He's not getting anything. They dropped everything. He will not see one day.
Why?
Bars. I don't know. All I know is he testified. Sorry, my stomach's growling. Against the guy that's on trial right now, the 19-year-old who never fired a single shot. He testified against him. He's facing.
Has to be some kind of deal then.
He's facing
Has to be.
2 unaliving charges. One for the 14-year-old that jumped out of the vehicle, and one for the guy that was in his house. And then he has a charge of aggravated robbery. So
armed felony, like, is it?
Yes.
Having an armed weapon whilst
With the
felony. Yeah.
Committed.
Yeah,
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I know what you're
I
saying.
know, my brain is saying it. The mouth.
My
mouth's
brain is
not
saying
working
it too.
at 10 to 3. No,
Yeah.
it's like blah, blah, bushes.
But so the 17-year-old driver he pled guilty, but it didn't say to what. So he got 20 years. And then they dropped the charges against the other two juveniles that were in the vehicle that survived. They completely dropped the charges against them. And then they dropped all the charges with the guy that actually fired his weapon. And then I don't understand why he's still a kid, is on trial when all the rest of these, except for the guy who unfortunately took the plea deal, everybody else is walking away.
So this is all going on now, is it?
It happened last week. Maybe, yes, I
The
think last
trial,
week.
or
Oh, wait, hold on.
we have movement?
Yeah.
Get the new verdict slip.
All right, so does the defense say the verdict slip's in order?
It is, Your Honor.
Okay.
Thank you, and we appreciate the call.
Okay, does the Commonwealth say the verdict slip's in order?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so the verdict slip will go in. Officer Delano, I'll let you do what you're doing. All right, so the verdict slip will go into the jury. I instruct you or Officer Leiden to remove verdict slip for count number 2 from the jury, have the jurors fold it, put it in an envelope and seal it. And we'll bring that in and we'll mark that for identification. I'm also going to send in a transcript of the supplemental instruction I gave this morning. May we mark that? Madam Court Reporter, please. I have copies for counsel if you'd like.
I have copies.
Yes.
Copies for counsel.
Thank you.
All right. So with that, we'll be in recess. And you'll remember that the jurors were instructed that we won't take any questions or verdict during 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock. Okay.
I missed that last one.
The jurors were instructed in the instructions I gave yesterday that we will not take a verdict or a question from 1 to 2. So everybody's free to go for
Thank
lunch.
you, Your Honor.
You can't
All right,
disturb me. I'm
please.
getting my nails.
Wow, that's
Don't
different.
disturb my lunch break. Yeah.
Yeah, I've not heard that. Okay.
So that's what, 10 minutes time.
So then it's going to be an hour.
So
at
then it'll
lea-
be another hour.
hour. Yes. Vaughn, they did not
Yay.
say.
Yay. Yay.
Yeah, I know you're just like, I can't wait. I can't wait. They didn't say that he was necessarily doing any. She's like, I hope it takes 5 hours.
I actually do have a manicure book tomorrow. Today.
You're gonna be like, can I just sleep while you do this?
I
Put
will.
whatever color
I'll be
you
there,
want
like-
on it. I don't care.
I won't be able to understand them anyway, so
That's true. Stop talking about me is what I always want to say.
yeah. I always want to put Google Translate on with my earbuds in. Just
It's actually a good idea.
yeah.
I know what you said.
Uh-huh.
Oh, my stomach. I'm gonna have to eat some crackers. Vaughn, they didn't
Yeah.
say it was self-defense. That's why they dropped the charges. He basically took a deal to testify against the guy that's on trial now, Oscar Martinez. And the one that we didn't see because he's a minor, so he wasn't on the stand. I think they said 2 days before he testified, he went and signed an immunity deal too. So why they're going so hard after this guy, I don't know. I don't know. None of it makes sense. And the guy, Jody, these kids, I get they're nervous. They're on the stand. I get that. Jerry Ortiz, who is 19 now, was 17 at the time, the one that fired the rounds,
Mm.
he could not tell you what day Christmas is or Valentine's Day. He didn't know that.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm
That's
like,
pretty sad, really.
yes. And I gave them the fact because this happened on President's Day. So that's why they weren't in school. I'll give you. Kids probably don't know when President's Day is. fine. Most adults
Mm.
probably don't know when President's Day is either. But Christmas, give me a break. Like
What?
that,
So either he didn't celebrate Christmas or didn't have a family to celebrate Christmas with, or he was so drug affected that his brain was mush and he didn't realize
I
what the date
guess,
was.
but he was only doing let me say it the nice way, the devil's lettuce. And he was a very new dealer. Like, I think this was like his first or second deal. So he sucked at
If you've
that
got
too.
a predisposition to schizophrenia, though, that can only take one time.
Yeah.
I've seen it happen.
He would never have survived prison. He would not have survived it. I don't know that he's going to survive life. He does not function well at all. Like I said, he was nervous. So you can take a little bit of that part out of it, watch it and go, okay, this is nerves, but this is something else.
Maybe he
know,
was deemed incompetent to stand trial.
I haven't found that. Nobody has said anything along that line. The defense attorney pushed him pretty hard about, did you sign this? Who'd you meet with? And he didn't know. I don't know. His attorney was standing there. I don't know. There's something really bad and off about it. And
Maybe they're keeping him because he's the stepping stone to someone above, maybe.
maybe,
They want the
but
big
what
guy.
this kid is, the kid they're trying, isn't it? He's just going to go down because I'm trying. My handle broke off my desk drawer, so I can't. I have to really work to get it open. It broke off one day before stream. I went to open it, and my whole hand flew back. I was like, "Oh, I hope that's not like a precursor to how the day's gonna go." It's like, let's see. Did that day mean the day December 25th or the day of the week? He didn't know. He didn't know because they asked him when Christmas was. He didn't know the date. They asked him when Valentine's Day was. He didn't know the date. So I think they were looking for the date, not necessarily when it would have been, because that happened in 2022. So I don't think that's what they were asking. Like they wanted to. I don't even remember why they asked it. It was weird. I don't know. I like trials like this because they make us all think, but I don't like trials like this because then you can just go, what's wrong with people? Or yay, they got it. It's going to be like this one. Karen Reed's going to be the yay, they got it, or what's wrong with you?
Well, Ty's got another hearing coming up tomorrow, I think, the 28th.
Yeah, so
it won't be
Friday.
Streamed. Yeah.
Probably not.
Nope.
Probably not. I won't say what it's about, but you haven't been on your email, have you?
No, I haven't been on for about a week, I think. Did you send me stuff?
I didn't, but I think Gabby did.
Oh, goody.
Gabby, did you send
Gabby, you're a legend.
That Sarah. Sarah, sometimes I don't know what you're asking, but that one was easy. I got it. I don't know where Gabby's at. I think Gabby sent you. She sent you a video. You will understand when you see it. I can't talk. I can't.
I'll have to have a look.
It's hilarious. We were talking about Ty and his current I thought you said you did. Send it. I thought you said yesterday in her chat that you sent it. We were just kind of talking about his predicament, and I think you and I have talked. I just don't have a good feeling about it. I think he's in a really just no-win situation, and it's not good. Unless, somebody had the money to go give him to get attorneys, and then you'd have to trust that he was going to get attorneys and keep the attorneys. and not think that he can do it on his own this time. And I don't know that I think he would do that even if I had the money. I don't, but
Mm,
I don't know that I trust that I don't think he's an easy client. That's what I'm trying to say.
yeah.
He's hard-headed. He knows he's hard-headed. So I'm not
Mm.
saying anything. I'm not saying anything
No,
new.
no,
I'm just
no.
saying
No,
things he
no.
doesn't know. He knows he's hard-headed. He knows he's stuck in that's his mindset. That's the way he wants it to go. That's hard to work with when you're an attorney because they know how it they know how it needs to go. And if you can't meet that in the middle, it gets frustrating because
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh, I didn't do that, or I didn't say
He
that, or
doesn't
I
have to
didn't do
prove his
anything.
innocence, though.
Yeah.
He
But
just has to create reasonable doubt, and that's where he can't distance himself between the two.
yep.
That's all he
Yep.
needs to do.
Yeah. I yeah. I
Sad.
don't I don't know. I think Mansfield
Well,
will fight
once
to have
this,
it televised.
I think the trial will
I think
be,
he'll
but the hearings
hope so.
definitely won't.
Mhm.
And there is a couple of things that justice is a process is trying to work out at the moment. So I can't say anything until
Oh
he
yeah, that's
actually has
fine.
an answer. But once this Karen Reid has died down, there's a couple of avenues that I might use as a follow on the tail end, because there is so many comparisons to this case and his, that I think some people will go, oh, okay, I might dig my teeth into the next one.
Yep.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
So yeah, but there's no point doing anything until Karen Reid has
Hopefully
died
gone
down a little
home.
bit.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Yep. Yes. Go home.
I hope she goes home. Did you put your email up on your YouTube page?
Not on Defence Rest, no, because I've got
I have
3 of
2
them.
from you. Okay, well I have 2 because I'm like, I don't know which
Yeah.
one to use.
Yeah. So I've got my Be Bear If You Dare, which is my personal one, used to be my business name. And then I've got
Okay.
Email the Disability Diva one, which is my other YouTube channel. And I have created the Defence Rests one at gmail.com, but I haven't synced it to my Gmail account to come into my inboxes yet. No.
I have 2 that have bear about them.
Yeah.
So
Be Bear If You Dare 69 at gmail.com is my main one.
yeah, and then okay. Banshee has filed I think a lawsuit against the judge, maybe. I don't know what she's doing. I have not seen any news updates on her. I don't know she unalived her 5-year-old and stuck him in a suitcase.
Who are we talking about?
I don't know her real name. Her
Another
son's name
suitcase.
was Jordan. Cairo was her son's name. I don't know her name because I really just haven't cared enough to find it out. So she's, I think and I don't know if it was her girlfriend or if it was just a friend. It was a woman. They're from Georgia, but they put him in the suitcase and then brought him up to southern Indiana and discarded him in the woods. This suitcase it's like bright Las Vegas, I think it says on the outside of it. So it wasn't, you weren't going to hide it. And then, so in the spring here, in April, we get these mushrooms that grow and they only grow at that time. And everybody goes nuts trying to find these morels. And one of the, a guy that was out mushroom hunting, he found the suitcase and he unfortunately opened the suitcase and there's that little boy. And it took 2 years, I think, to find her. And they arrested the other woman pretty quick. And then they finally found this one in California, and they brought her back. And she comes in front of the judge, and she starts saying like she's some Princess Zamata
Oh my God.
crap. Like she's being followed by Space Force. And I mean, it was just, yes, that is her name. I mean, just ridiculously stupid. She wants to represent herself. She told the judge she was born in like some weird year that she was clearly never born in. It would have made her way old. And so then she filed a lawsuit against, I believe, the judge or the courts. So they're going to have to go through all that. He's obviously going to have a competency hearing on her. Don't know if she's faking or not. She's kind of like big boobs. You know, is she faking?
Yeah.
Is she not? Because sometimes it really seems she is, but you would hope she's not to do something so horrible to that little boy. So that she didn't even know. But this woman is nuts. I said Elon Musk should put her on SpaceX to shoot her up to wherever she thinks Space Force is and just tell her that's her new base. Just explode. And we can just be done. We can just be rid of her. Figuratively speaking, you too. I would never advocate for violence. Gabby says you have to sign a non-disclosure agreement before she sends it.
Okay, no problem.
Don't forget, I have it, Gabby. I can send it if you don't. But I won't. I will let you handle it. I can't wait for you to see it.
Now you've got me all intrigued.
Oh man. Sometimes we have too much time on our hands. Oh, I just messed my hair. You should have seen them the other day. I wore my hair up in a bun Monday, and I sent them all like they all got weird on me. So now George calls me Linda for Linda Carter. From Wonder
I
Woman.
wondered what he was going on about yesterday.
so-
Calling you Linda.
Linda. Adair just calls me the hot librarian. It was either Gabby or Carmen said I look like a ballerina. And I just put my hair up in a bun.
Yep.
It was
Well, I've been living with a hat because my hair used to be just dead straight, always dead straight, and they put me on this medication called methotrexate, which is it's an immune suppressant for my arthritis because I take other medication, so it's almost like a chemo drug. So I lost a lot of hair, went really fine, really thin. I had to put hair extensions and stuff in, and it grew back. But when it grew back like I've got ringlet curls, and I have no idea
Isn't
what
that
to do with them or
crazy?
how to control them. It's just like this mop. And I
Yep.
don't know how to style it. I don't know what to do with it. It just looks like a mess no matter what I do. So
Yeah,
it's been a hat.
I wouldn't either. I had a perm in the 80s. That would be
I
the
used
only
to
thing
have-
I could go back to.
I used to have the spiral perms back in the
Yeah.
80s. Loved it. But
Yep, but it's not
yeah,
that
don't know
time.
what to do with it now.
Yep.
Mm-mm.
Well, Sarah, you'll have to go watch a replay of Monday because I was even scared to start today's stream because I didn't have a bun in. I'm like, can I come back? 'Cause by the end of the day, I had such a headache, and
You
told
pulled
my-
it back too tight.
I did, and my husband goes, "Well, why did you put your hair in a bun if it was going to give you a headache?" And I said, "Well, I didn't
I didn't
know
know
it was going to give me a headache." Like, I'm said, I understand. You don't understand because you've had the same
Mhm.
haircut for.
Mhm. I didn't know I couldn't trust that fart.
Yeah.
Sorry, I went there.
No, that's fine. I'm gonna tell him that. 'Cause I'll be sitting there. Well, I will tell him myself. So I don't do that in front of him. I just have never like really done that in front of anybody. For the longest time, my kids just believed that I didn't. Like my kids
I
thought
would
I never
explode.
did. Yes, they thought I just never did. And then I did one day and they didn't know what to do. They were in shock because they thought I didn't ever. And I couldn't because that's what I told them. But
Mhm.
their dad has no problem. My
Nuh-uh.
kids have no problem. Like they just whatever. So sometimes I'm just sitting there and I'll just look at him and be like, seriously? And he'll go, what? And I said, did you just do that?
What?
He'll
Not
go,
even pull my finger. Nothing.
yeah, nothing. He'll go. He'll say, I forgot. Did I? I don't know. I'm like, that means you did.
The best thing is
Stop it.
next time, make sure all the car windows are up, and then say, "Can you smell petrol?" It's great.
Ah. Yeah. Well, so people are gonna be like, why am I ever watching the stream? Because it's Friday. We're gonna pretend it's Friday. Because we were sitting there one day, we'd had a few alcoholic beverages, and
Uh-huh.
so he just went, and I was like, okay, so did I. And he looked at me, and I was like, if you want to play, we're gonna play. Let's play.
Mm.
And then finally he goes, no, you stop that. Don't do that. I said, how do you think I feel every time you do that? He doesn't like it.
I tried to be a lady, but it just never worked. I was going out with my husband for 3 years before I did break the seal, so to speak. And it was purely by accident. We were getting ready to go to a wedding. I was all dressed up. And at the time, I didn't know I was lactose intolerant. And so I had a gut full of wind and I was uncomfortable. And I'd been excusing myself and nipping up the hallway every 5 minutes and in agony. And came time to go to the wedding. And he was driving. I've opened the door and I've lifted the leg to get into the passenger side. And yeah, that was the end of that. And I was mortified, like looked at just like, oh my God, can the ground open up? And he just looked at me and went, good one. And never looked back, really. Yeah. It was a good one too.
I was proud.
Uh-huh.
Well, I will not tell on my husband. The first time he did it in front of me, we laughed so hard, and I said, I should have never rewarded your bad behavior, but it was so funny, and I was not expecting it. I said, because it never stopped. It never went away.
Thank God for the mute button, is all I can say.
Now we're gonna know every time Jody hits mute.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or if you start
my
talking
face
and
goes
you're
red.
muted, or your eyes cross
need
and
to
you
have
fall
a-
out of the chair.
We need to have a secret sign or something. My granddad is my mum's side of the family is Maltese. And my granddad, he was deaf, like as a doornail. So he used to fart and he used to think that no one could hear him because he couldn't hear it. And he'd be standing there and he'd rip the loudest one off and everyone else would be like, and he used to say, if she didn't pay the rent, kick her out. Okay. It was so funny. Just standing in the queue at the supermarket, he'd just rip off his loudest, and you'd be there and your eyes would be watering because you're like, oh, the garlic. Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Bon. not try to behave. Don't you tell us how to live our
No.
lives.
It's underrated.
Oh, Bon, what are you having for lunch today? I have to ask. 'Cause she'll leave for lunch. One time she left and she didn't come back, and I put it at the end of the video. I was like, I wonder what Bon had for lunch. So now, hey, I hear it from you enough that I'm stealing it. I own it. I hope it never does either. Good
Smell
grief.
of vision.
Yes,
Yeah.
we will do what we we'll do almost what we want.
Mhm.
All right.
Yeah.
You have to go into your Discord, but mute before you play that.
Oh, it's on Discord, is it?
Yeah.
I haven't got it on my computer. I've got it on my phone, which is on charge in
Oh,
the
okay.
bedroom.
You're
Sorry.
having that's fine. Just know when you watch it,
Okay.
will
Thank
laugh.
you.
a lot.
What I might do actually is go and have whilst they've got an hour's break, then I know they've got an hour's break, I might go and have a lay down
Okay.
and then set my alarm for 4 o'clock.
Oh, that sounds awful.
Mm-hmm.
I think if
Yep.
you're gonna go lay down, I'll probably wrap this up. I've got some things I need to go do. I gotta
4 o'clock.
check in on Bree.
4 o'clock.
Oh no,
4 o'clock.
she will. There's no chance of her not staying wild, Bond. No
Hold
chance.
my Crocs.
Yes. Yes. I just keep wait for Gabby to put them in sport mode or go mode, whatever you guys called it. I don't know. My son will sometimes he'll be like, I put him in 4-wheel drive. I'm like, well, because we live in the country. Is that why? I don't know. I don't have any. I have never had Crocs. And when my son got some, I was like, what are you doing? He goes, they're really comfortable, Mom. I said,
They
I'll
are.
take your word for it. I'll take your word
They're
for
great
it.
gardening shoes. Mm-hmm.
I don't have any. I don't have anything necessarily against them. I just don't like the looks of them. I'd never have liked the looks of them. They're not cute shoes. But
No, I
but
just
maybe
be
I'll
comfort
try it.
nowadays.
Yep. No, I get it. That's me too.
Mm.
So, all right. Well, you go.
Thank you
go
very,
lay
very, very,
down.
very much for having me again.
Thank you for coming. And I will,
No worries.
if I am able, when hopefully this comes in today. Surely that will come
Yeah.
in today. But if they have to
My
be gone
stream's
by
sitting there
4,
just waiting. So
waiting
if
for
it says
you.
I'm late for my stream, that's why.
Okay.
I
Well,
just put in a random time and just waiting.
yeah, I noticed you kept changing it because Gabby said, "Where's
Yes.
Jody?" I'm like, I don't know.
Well,
where
it kicked me
Jody
off again. Stupid internet. So then I had to put it forward again because it looks like well, I did a small live just on when Karen came into court and just showing the crowds at the courthouse and everything. And then I had to create another stream because it booted me off.
I thought
So
maybe
so
you
I've
were
got
having
2.
that, but yeah. And then I saw you had it set for tomorrow. Well,
Oh, that was by
tomorrow.
accident. It was Gabby. Gabby
Yeah.
said,
Well, because Gabby was like,
tonight.
I
And
she
I'm
has
like,
that
shit.
set for tomorrow. I said, she
Yeah,
actually
no, that
does.
It was only because it was like 11 o'clock at night and I miscalculated.
Yeah, for you it
my,
is
my
tomorrow.
bad. Mm.
For
Yeah, it
you.
is. It's the 27th today. And for yes, there's 2 at my feet. And the rest will be in bed.
They're waiting for you. They're like, come with us, Jody. All right, well, lay down and hopefully you wake up when
Yeah.
they come back, and hopefully they get something. At least, when they come back,
Yes.
they've only got 2 hours, and then if it's not there, it's not there. So you can go back
Yes,
to bed.
that's true. That's true. Yes. Thank you.
So ray of sunshine.
Woohoo.
But thank you for
2 hours
coming
to
on.
wait.
I
You're
had a
welcome.
blast. I
Thank you
knew
for
it.
inviting me.
So I knew we'd have fun. So even if we only entertain ourselves, I don't care.
Absolutely. Better than watching a fan.
Yes. I know, it's just over here, like to the
Mhm.
side of me. I'm like, what
It's annoying,
that?
isn't it?
Yes. Like, what is that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's JODIE.
Yes. Call me
Wrong,
anything
Gabby.
but late for dinner.
That's what I said to George. That's what he said to me. And
Mhm.
I said that's back correct.
Yep.
I'm gonna have to go have a little talk with George. He hasn't been here all day. There
No.
you go, Gabby. Cheating with Judge Wolf. Which, yes, Sarah, that is it. That's correct. You guys are correct. Alrighty.
All
Well,
right. Thanks,
you-
Stagey. Mwah.
You're saying bye.
Stay safe out of the storms.
All right. See ya.
And
Yes, we'll do my best. I will. I'm hoping it's later today still.
Yay.
Yeah. Today or tomorrow. I'm saying today or tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, yep.
Good-o. All right. Bye, all.
right.
Bye, Gab. Bye, everyone. Thanks again.
All right. Bye, Jody.
See you, love. Bye.
Bye. Oops. I'm removing her and adding her. All right, guys. I think I'm going to go too. I don't really want to watch this fan sit and spin any longer. Hey, I had a boomer something today. Even though I'm not a boomer. I'm not old enough. I'm not old enough. I don't care if I'm going to be a grandma. I'm not old enough to be a boomer. So if you guys don't forget to go over and subscribe to Jody's page, channel. She's really, I like her a lot. She's a lot of fun. She does a lot of great work. She makes a lot of great little charts and graphs and all this stuff. She just does a lot. And also she's going to do the verdict. So make sure that you're over there for that you're subscribed for that. And I will be in her chat. If anything comes of it today, I will be there. But other than that, I'm going to go get some things done before the storms come in again. And who knows what's going to happen. So I plan on seeing you guys all Friday. But just know that everything's kind of up in the air as far as schedule's going right now. So we'll see. I will put something up on the community page if I'm not going to be here Friday, just so that you guys know, and I will update you on baby news. Also, I will update in Discord. Sarah, I am glad that you found this channel too, because you are fun and you bring a lot of laughs here, and I appreciate it. I agree with Gabby right there. So I'm glad everybody's here. If you're on replay, I am glad you're here as well. Today's stream is probably going to be a weird one to watch on replay. I apologize, but it's a weird day and it's a happy day. And sorry, couldn't do unaliving trials today. So not that kind of day. However, if I am here Friday, we'll do an unaliving trial. We'll get this one going so we can get it finished up and move on to whatever is coming next. I don't know what that is yet, but something always pops up. So you guys go enjoy the rest of your day. Be safe. Like always, make sure you are making smart choices as always, and know that I will stream your trial if I need to. I won't enjoy it. I will not enjoy it, but I'll do it. So again, thank you for hanging out. If you haven't already, please hit that like button and that subscribe button. Also, don't forget, you can join us in Discord. There's a lot of weird, crazy things that go on in that channel. Nothing bad, but we have a good time over there. So with that, I will bid you all adieu and later.